Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome. So, if you have not seen the my post on Facebook, this is going to be a class for um, detox. What that means is that we will be strengthening the digestive fire, and also we'll be doing stuff that helps with elimination and assimilation of the good stuff. So that's what we're doing today. And as usual, please practice according to how you feel this morning. Do not push too hard. Take a break whenever you need to take a break. And I will give some variations of poses too. So we're starting either in child's pose or in Makarasana, the crocodile position, lying on the belly, stacking the elbows, resting the head. So either one will do. You can also choose to take a Shavasana here. But in any case, wherever you are, now this is the time to go inward. And also this is a good time to check yourself out. How you feel this morning. Remember, no judgment. Just noticing, neutral noticing, and maybe resolving to practice accordingly. All right, so bring your awareness inward. Close your eyes wherever you are. And relax. And breathe. So remember, we're using this in the beginning, this period of time to center, to focus on your inner world, and to get away from the outside distractions. Relax the body, relax the breathing. Notice how your breath is today, again, without judgment. And right now, we're not changing the breath, we're just noticing it. And then when you are ready, you can allow yourself to start deepening, slowing down the breath. And the key word here is allow. Let yourself do that without any straining. Just gently and mindfully allow your body to start breathing a little bit deeper, a little bit slower. Good. And then wherever you are, transition to hands and knees, please, to your tabletop. So let's start with finding the neutral spine first. Stacking the shoulders over the wrists, knees and hip joints are lined up. The neck is in line with the rest of the spine, so your face is looking down. Soften in between the shoulder blades and lightly engage the abdominals. Strong arms, so here we are in our tabletop. Good. And from here, we're going to start moving. Start our warm-up. So inhale, arch the back. Exhale, round the back, push the buttocks down to the heels. Inhale, come back up to tabletop, and then exhale, tuck the toes, come up into downward dog. Inhale, bring the knees down, arch the back. Exhale, push down to the heels. Listen carefully. On the next inhalation, standing up on the knees, extending the arms up. And then exhale to child's pose. So feel free to continue to alternate these poses. So tabletop with the arched back, and then child's pose, and standing up on the knees, and downward facing dog. So 4 poses, alternate them in any order with the breath. Let's do one more round. And then we will all meet in child's pose. When you're there, no rush. So take your child's pose with the knees apart and arms stretched over the head. And the elbows and the armpits are lifted. Okay, here in child's pose, bring your awareness to the perineum floor and lightly lift it. And keep that. So light engagement in the perineum floor. But at the same time, breathing deeply and freely. Okay, lift the head, walk your hands over to your left. Keep your right hand right where it is. Bring your left hand to the back, like this. And breathe into the stretch on your right side. On the next inhalation, start walking your hands over through the center and to the right. So left hand extends forward over the head and the right hand comes back. Just anchoring yourselves this way. Press the hands into the floor and take a deep breath or two here. Breathing into the left side. Good. And lift the head, bring the arms forward. Good. Come up to all fours. And from here, you're either coming to downward facing dog or to child's pose for 5 slow, deep breaths. Still staying in your either downward facing dog or your child's pose, breathing deeply. If you're in down dog, make sure your feet are about hip distance apart, hands about shoulder distance apart. You can bend the knees as much as you need to. Let's do a couple more deep, slow breaths here. Good. And if you're in downward facing dog, now bring the knees down, please. And everybody come sit on your heels in Vajrasana, in the thunderbolt position, if that's available to you. You can place a blanket in between your heels and thighs, that helps, or you can sit on the block in between the legs. And it's, if that's still not comfortable for you, sit cross-legged, please. Okay. Release the fingertips to the sides. Inhale, bring the arms up. And exhale, twist to the left. Inhale back to center, arms reach up. Exhale, twist to the right. Again, repeat with the breath. Inhaling to center, elongation. Exhale, twist to the side, maybe a little deeper this time. Inhale, center. Exhale, the other side, maybe a little bit deeper. And one more time to each side. And let's come to center. After you finished the same number of repetitions to each side, come to center. All right, let's do a few rounds of Kapalapati breathing here, also known as breath of fire. So it's still pretty early in the practice, so take it a little easy. And just a reminder, Kapalapati is a sharp exhalation and a relaxed inhalation. So you're inhaling, but just relaxing the diaphragm and the muscles and letting the inhalation happen. So you can go at any pace, whatever suits you. And we're gonna do 3 rounds of 11 breaths like that. So whenever you're ready, please start. 3 rounds of 11, okay? If you get lightheaded, stop and take a few slow, deep breaths, okay? All right. You can also place the hands on your lower belly. Remember, you're also pumping the belly as you exhale, pull the belly in, and then relax on the inhalation. All right. That's enough instruction. Let's do it. And give yourself a little break between the rounds. Three deep, slow breaths with both nostrils through the nose between the rounds, just noticing how you feel. Second round. And then 3 deep breaths. And another round of 11. But if you've had enough, you can just sit here and breathe deeply and rhythmically. Okay, all right. Now, make fists. So wrap your fingers around the thumbs and place your fists in between the, not in between, but into the hip creases, like pretty deep. and then lean forward. So you feel the pressure from your fists into your belly. And then you can even bend your wrist to dig your knuckles into the belly even deeper. Okay, let's take a few deep breaths here. Two more breaths. Good. Come up on the inhalation. Okay. And let's come into downward dog. Okay, take your feet, make sure that your feet are hip distance apart, maybe even a little bit wider. Okay, and then come up on the toes, abdominals in, and then shift your hips to the left so you feel a good stretch on your right side. Breathing here. On the next inhalation, coming back to downward dog, regular downward dog. Good, and then come up on the toes and shift the heels to the right. Now kind of bow out the left side here, left ribs, breathe. And come back to downward dog. Good, let's stretch it out. So push the hands into the mat, strong arms, abdominals in, sit bones reach up. Now press your thumbs and your index fingers into the mat. And on the next inhalation, we're shifting to plank. Shoulders over the wrists. You can bring the knees down. Otherwise, we're holding either regular plank or plank with the knees down for about 5 breaths. Abdominals in, legs very strong. So make sure that the lower body is holding some weight of the body. It's not all in the arms and shoulders. Good, and now lower down. You can, if you haven't already, you can bring the knees down and then slowly bending the elbows, bring the chest and the chin to the floor, or full chaturanga. Slowly, 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 come down. Good, and then untap your toes and extend the arms over the head, full prostration here. Okay, lower the forehead down. Now, good extension in the whole body, right? Good. Now, bring the hands underneath the shoulders. And inhale, cobra. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, lower. Inhale, come up to all fours. And exhale, down dog. Okay, from here we'll be taking the right foot forward for runner's lunge. Feel free to bring the knees down first and then step the right foot forward, or take your right foot forward from downward dog. Here you can use the blocks to support your hands. Okay, and rest your chest on your right thigh here. So there's a connection and pressure to the right side of the torso from the leg. And from here, step back either into downward facing dog or tabletop. And then when you're ready, take your left foot forward, and we're coming into runner's lunge. That means the right knee is off the ground. And the left side of your chest is laying on the left thigh. The back leg is really strong. Breathing here. Good. And now from here, we're taking the right foot forward, coming into standing forward fold. Okay, so coming to your standing forward fold, let's explore it here a little bit. So your feet are about hip distance apart. Bend the knees as needed, and you can lay the chest on the thighs if you wish. Just make sure that the head is hanging. You can grab the opposite elbows to create this counterweight. So let it pull you down a little bit more, reaching the sit bones up. Good. Okay, so from here, bend the knees as if you're coming to your chair pose. Bend the knees, bring the arms out to the sides. And then on your next inhalation, start coming up, bringing the arms alongside the ears and coming all the way up through the chair pose. And exhale, roll the arms down. Okay. Let's do a few rounds of Agnisara. Take your feet to shoulder distance or wider apart. And make sure that you are bringing the weight of your upper body into your arms. Let the shoulders come up to the ears, right? So your shoulders are kind of hugging the neck on the sides, right? Okay. And on the exhalation, pull the belly towards the spine strongly. On the inhalation, release. Do it like this a few times, just the abdominal squeeze first. You can stay with the abdominal squeeze, or if you wish to go into the Agnisara proper, you will start all on one exhalation. Start pressing the feet into the ground. That will activate the inner thighs, right? Then the perineum floor lifts, then the lower abdominals squeeze, and then the upper abs. And then see if you can release and relax everything in the reverse order. So continue for a few times. Good. And finish and come up. All right, come to the front of the mat, please. Okay, let's do a few rounds of sun salutation. 1. Okay. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Inhale, halfway up, torso parallel to the ground, chest reaches forward. Exhale, fold, hands to the mat, step back into plank. Exhale, lower down, maybe knees first. Inhale, full prostration, arms over the head. Exhale, bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, come up to all fours. And exhale, down dog. And then on the inhalation, walk the feet towards the hands. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, come up all the way. And exhale, float the arms down. So that one round, let's do another round. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half Uttanasana, reach the chest forward. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, plant the hands onto the mat, step back into plank, plank on the knees. Good. Exhale, lower down. Maybe knees first, maybe not. Inhale, extend the arms over the head, full body stretch. Exhale, bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale, either cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhale into downward dog. Good, and now take a few resting breaths, either in down dog or feel free to lower down into child's. And let your breath come down. Okay, let me give you a heads up so you can do your adjustments if needed. So from downward facing dog, we will be, this is a suggestion. From downward dog, we'll be lifting the leg behind and then stepping forward and placing the feet for warrior 1. So if that intro into the pose does not work for you, just come up and take your warrior 1 legs with the right foot forward, okay? Otherwise, if you choose to do it from downward dog, come into your down dog, right? And then inhale, reach the right leg up, and then bend the knee, open the hip. And then take that right foot forward, lower the left heel. The right knee is bent, and come up to warrior 1. Good. Now bring your hands on the right thigh. Now straighten the right knee, right? Let's take the hands to the hips actually, here. And then on the exhalation, fold forward over the right leg, not all the way, about halfway down. And we're gonna stay here. So feel free to either release your hands down on the leg, maybe on the floor, on the blocks, or you can choose to intertwine the fingers in the back and lift the arms. Good. Release the hands down to the mat if you haven't already. Okay. Now let's bend the right knee, adjust the feet. So your feet are still in the position for warrior one. So from here, we're going to do a variation of a revolved side angle pose. So lift the torso. So your torso is at an angle. Stabilize the pelvis. So tighten up the muscles around the pelvis, lift up the perineum floor, and then twist your chest to the right. Bring your right hand on the lower back, left hand on the outside of the knee. Try to keep that left heel down here. Maybe you can drop the hips. Good. Come back to center. Bring the hands down and step back either in down dog or child's pose or tabletop. Okay, let's even it out the other side. So inhale, if you're doing this, lift the left leg up and open the hip. You can skip this. Good, and then take that left foot forward. Lower the right heel, so place your feet for warrior one. Remember, standing on the railroad track, right? Okay, and then come up into warrior one. Okay, release the hands on the thigh. Now straighten the left knee. If you need to adjust the back foot, please do so. Okay, hands on the hips. And then on the exhalation, start folding over the left leg about halfway down. And then find what you want to do with your hands and arms, maybe down, maybe again, interlacing the fingers and lifting the arms behind you. Good. Come up. Now bend that left knee again. We're preparing for a revolved side angle pose. So try to keep your right heel down, okay? So lean the torso forward a little bit, tighten the pelvic area, right? And then start twisting the chest to the left hand on the lower back. Maybe you can bring the right hand on the outside of the knee. So we're looking for a pretty strong twist here. Good, come back to center, bring the hands down, and then feel free to go to your vinyasa, through your vinyasa. So plank, lower down, back bend, or you can rest in child's pose. All right. Let's do some side planks. Let's have some fun. Okay. Come up to plank. And again, you can have the knees down. But remember that your shoulders need to be over the wrists, wherever you are, knees down or up. and then roll over onto your right side. You can bring the right knee down here. So, and take this variation of a side plank. If you want more, you can stagger the feet, bringing your right foot behind the left, and then maybe reaching the left arm up or over the head. Good. Bring the left hand down, come back into plank, and then the other side. So rolling over onto your left side. You can bring the left knee down like this, and over the head, or maybe stepping that left foot behind the right. Good. And come back to plank. Bring the knees down if you haven't already. Good. And push back into downward dog. Or stay on all fours. Okay. Let's take the right foot forward. And then lower your left heel. So your feet are in position for some open hip poses. Warrior 2. We'll start with Warrior 2. Okay. So the right knee is bent, right over the ankle. Now find your pelvis. Tuck in your tailbone a little bit. Engage the lower abdominals. Lift up the perineum floor. Okay, your left leg is also very strong. Now bring the arms out, parallel to the ground. See if maybe you can drop the hip a little bit lower. Then look at your right hand. Good, release the hands to the hips. Now, where is it? A second, my mat is shifting all over the place. It's no good. Okay. Triangle, straighten the right knee. Okay. Now reach over your right leg. Reach forward like you're trying to touch the wall. Right? And then rotate into triangle. Don't let the left shoulder come down like this. Okay, keep opening the chest. But do let your left hip come forward if it wants to. Good, now bend the right knee, elbow on the thigh, side angle bend. Left arm over the ear. Good. And now on the inhalation, imagine that somebody is pulling you by your left hand. So come up and straighten the knee, parallel the feet. Let's take just a moment here, a breath or two in this symmetrical position here, right? And then we'll go to the other side. So turn your left foot out, adjust your back foot. So do let your right hip come forward if it wants to. Hands on the hips. Just this helps with finding the pelvis in space. Okay, become really aware of your pelvis. Engage the lower abdominals, lightly lift the perineum floor. Now hug your tailbone with your buttocks, with your glutes, right? Okay, let's bend the left knee. So take your time here. Yeah, good. Just remember, don't let your left knee, in this case, come forward in front of you. So keep pushing it back towards the pinky toe side of your foot, right? Okay, so strong base, and then the arms come out. Turn the head. Good. Transitioning to triangle, straightening the left knee. Do not overextend the knee, and then reach like you're trying to grab something on your left, and then rotate into triangle. Chest open, shoulders stacked, strong core. Good. And side angle bend. You can lower the right hand to transition, bending the knee, elbow on the thigh. And then feel free to have your right hand wherever you want it. This is the classic expression here. Arm over the ear. Good. Now really push into that left foot. And again, somebody's pulling you by your right wrist. Come up. And then straighten the knee and bring the feet parallel. You can take a few resting breaths here, just standing like this, or you can choose to fold forward and take a few resting breaths. Breath in, Upavishta Konasana. Okay. From here, if that's available to you, scoot the feet toward each other and come sit down in Malasana, the yogic squat, the Garland pose. So if this is not available, that's a lot for the knees. I mean, just come down into your squat as low as you can. And wherever you are in your squat, try to keep your spine from rounding. So the spine is extended, the tailbone pointing down, the chest is reaching up. You can also press the elbows into the legs to open the hips a little bit more. Good. And then bring your knees down. Just do what you need to do to bring your knees down and come lie down on your belly. We're going to do a few back strengthening exercises, or just if that does not work for you, you know what to do, right? Okay, just take a few resting breaths in crocodile. Forearms stacked. Forehead on the arms, chest slightly elevated. Again, notice your breath and let your breath quiet down. Okay. Extend the arms over the head. Take your feet closer together, unless your lower back is saying no. And then take your feet apart, okay? Forehead down. And then on the next inhalation, we're going to be lifting everything. Straight legs, arms, chest, and head. But don't throw the head back too much so you don't squash the back of the neck, okay? All right, so forehead down, full extension in the body. And then on the inhalation, coming up. One more breath. And lower. And relax. Place your head down on one side. And now turn the head to the other side. Come up to tabletop. And let's come up in our last downward dog of the morning. Okay, spread the fingers wide. Really press the inside of the hands to the ground. Tap the toes. Come up into down dog, or alternatively stay on all fours. Okay, stay in whatever position you're in, down dog or tabletop. Now take really deep, big breaths and let your rib cage expand. Watch your rib cage expand on the inhalation. Just a few times. Try to be still here. And let your breath calm down. Okay, good. Everybody bring your knees down. Again, come sit on your heels or in Sukhasana, the cross-legged easy pose. Okay, shake off your hands. Like relax your wrists and shake off like you're shaking water off of your hands. Okay? All right, and now rotate the wrists. And the other direction. And now open and close fists. Good. And just move your arms from the shoulders. Okay. All right, now bring the arms out to the sides. Pull in the abdominals and the lower ribs. Good. And now, depending on what works for you here, either take your Gomukhasana arms, the cow face pose, so elbow on top, and then maybe hands together, maybe the backs of the hands together, or you can give yourself a hug with your right elbow on top of the left. So wherever you are with your arms, let's move the elbows with the breath, inhaling, slowly lifting the elbows. Exhaling, slowly lowering the elbows. Again. Good. Release the arms and then bring the fingertips to the back and squeeze the shoulder blades together. Reach the chest up. And if you want to add, you can bring the pelvis up, lift the pelvis off the heels or not. Okay. And then bring the buttocks down if you lifted. And let's change the cross. So extending the arms to the sides and then do your variation of a arm cross. And then move your elbows slowly up and down with the breath. Good. And release. And let's stretch the front of the chest one more time. So hands to the back, squeezing the shoulder blades, lifting the chest, maybe even lifting the buttocks off the heels. Good. And release wherever you are. Release here. Okay. Now, let's sit so your knees are to the right, feet to the left. So your left foot is on the inside of your right thigh. So inhale, elongate, and then exhale, twist to the left. So feel free to take any variation of this twist here. You can stay right here, or if you wish, you can walk your hands to the back of you as far as you can. And the right hip is off the ground, of course. But what we don't want to lie down and lift that right leg all the way. So try keep the right knee down on the ground, okay? Good. And then walk yourself back, forward, right? And bring the feet to the front. So the feet are a little bit wider than shoulder distance apart. And let's windshield wiper the knees here. So exhale, drop the knees to one side. Inhale, bring the knees up. Exhale, drop the knees to the other side. A couple more times. And then the next time your knees are to the right, feet to the left, we're taking the twist on this side. Keeping the spine long, and then on the exhalation, twist to your right, and maybe staying here if that's the twist that's needed for you right now. Or maybe walking the hands back, lowering down. So we need a pretty strong twist here. So notice, breathe deeply here. See if you can feel your inner organs massaged with the breath. Good. And then carefully, get yourself out of the twist. And extend the legs in front of you. And you can roll the feet side to side, like that. And maybe squeeze and spread the toes a few times. Okay. We need a forward fold here. So bring your right knee into the chest. And then step it across. And then lay it down. So your right foot is on the outside edge of the foot. So do what you can. If this is not available to you, you can do the Janu Shavasana. Right foot into the thigh and the right knee laying down in any case, or crossing the leg, okay? So let's bring the hands to the back. Inhale, extend, and then on the exhalation, reach the chest forward. So folding over the leg if there's room. The left toes are pointing up, okay? Right. And if you are in the position to do this, place one hand on one foot and the other hand on the other foot, kind of closing the energetic circle here. Right, let's take a few breaths. And then on the inhalation, release, come up. Extend the right leg. And then bend the left knee and take the same variation that you did on the other side. So either stepping across and then laying the knee down, or maybe taking Janu Shasana, foot to thigh, and then folding forward, okay? So whatever works for you right now. And then once you found your, what you're doing with the legs, how you're positioning your legs, then hands to the back, inhale, extend, and then exhale, leading with the chest, shining that light from your chest right in front of you. If you have room, folding over the legs, and then finding your feet with your hands, if possible, And taking a few breaths here. Now lift the perineum floor a little bit and hold it while still breathing deeply. Good. And coming up on the next inhalation. Okay. Extend both legs and just shake them, move them. Okay. And then we're going to be lying down on the back, so make sure that you have enough room. There's enough the mat behind you so you can lie down. All right. Okay. And let's use this to strengthen the abdominals a little bit more. All right. So the back is straight for now. Knees bent. Arms extend forward, but don't reach too far. So bring the arms back into the shoulders, right? Good. And now we're going to lower down for the count of 10. Ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And relax. So your knees are bent, feet flat, arms down. Just rest for a moment. Okay, now prepare for bridge. So bring your ankles underneath the knees, arms down. And then on the inhalation, start lifting the pelvis. You can roll the shoulders one at a time. You can clasp the hands underneath you. And the chin is neutral. Good, release the hands. And then slowly lower down. And then take your feet to the sides of the mat. And then with the breath, on the exhalation, move the knees to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, move the knees to the right for the duration of the exhalation. Again. And then the next time your knees are to the left, leave them there and take your supine spine twist. So any variation, you can stack the knees, you can cross your right leg underneath the left knee, or if you like this one, you can place the left ankle on top of the right knee and relax. Let's release the twist on this side. So bring yourself back into symmetrical position. And then the other side. So drop the knees to the right and take, I would say, the same variation that you did on the first side. Relax. Relax your abdominals. Relax the shoulders and arms. Good. And release, come back to center. Right. If there's anything else that your body needs before we go into the relaxation, now you have a moment or two here. You can hug the knees into the chest, maybe lift the shoulders, the head, maybe taking your happy baby. Or another inversion. If you choose to do an inversion, please do a passive one. So you're not, still going strong, okay? So passive inversion is, just lifting the legs, or maybe Viparita Karani. So take your time. And then find your comfortable relaxation position, please. All right, so now do your small movements if you need to work out any residual tension in the body. Your fingers, your toes, wrists, ankles. Maybe you can give yourself a hug. Sometimes I really like that. So you can, lying flat on your back, you can give yourself a hug and kind of manually pull your shoulder blades away from each other. And then release and relax. It kind of creates this nice cradle for the heart. Okay, and then settle into your Shavasana, if you're in Shavasana. Relax. Take a deep breath in through the nose and then exhale through the mouth. Again, deep inhalation, slow through the nose, and then exhaling through the mouth. Let's do it one more time like that. Inhaling through the nose and letting it all out through the mouth, maybe even with a sigh. Your eyes are closed. Relax your eyes. The tip of your tongue is lightly touching the back of the teeth where the upper teeth meet the gum. So find that position of the tongue, but See if you can relax the tongue at the same time. The tip at the upper teeth and the gum, but relaxed. See if you can notice that this kind of opens up the airways and you can breathe a little bit in a little bit more expansive way, like that. Relax your forehead, the ears, the temples. And now become aware of the back of your body. Feel the points of contact with the ground. Feel the support underneath you. And now become aware of the front of the body and soften the front of the body. Soften the abdominals, the chest, the shoulders. Now relax your arms, wrists, hands, and fingers. And now relax your hips, the pelvis, the legs, the ankles, the feet, and the toes. Relax the toes. And now relax your whole body from the crown of the head to the tips of the toes and fingers. And breathe. Nowhere to go, nowhere to rush to, nothing to do right now. This is what's happening right now. You are resting and breathing. In a moment, we're going to come out of the relaxation. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Take a deeper breath, feeling your whole body with prana, the life energy. And then start gently waking yourself up. And before you come up to a comfortable seated position, please bend your knees and roll over to one side. And just linger there for a moment, maybe for a breath or two before you come up. Okay, and we're gonna finish this morning's practice with some Nadi Shodhanam, the alternate nostril breathing. So we're ready for the day and balanced, and our sides are evened out, hopefully. Okay, so you can use the traditional gesture to open and close your nostrils with the two fingers folded, the index finger and the middle finger, and then using the thumb and the ring finger to open and close the nostrils, or just in any way. The only thing that we need to be aware of here is that the upper body is in a really good posture, right? Good. And then don't lean your head to either side. Sometimes there is a tendency, when we close one nostril, to lean the head to that side. So keep the neck neutral. And there's one line from the crown of the head through the axis of the body to the perineum floor. Okay, now lift your perineum floor lightly and hold that. Gonna hold that throughout the whole exercise, okay? So let's take a deep breath in through both nostrils. Then close the right, slowly, very slowly, exhale through the left. Inhale left, slowly. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale left. Then deep inhalation through both nostrils. Close left, exhale right. Same thing, 3 breaths on the right. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale right. And one more breath, same side on the right. Then take a big breath in through both nostrils. And we're going to do the same thing on both sides, starting on the left, 3 breaths, and then 3 breaths on the right, on your own, please. Engage the perineum floor. And before you switch to the other nostril, take a breath with both nostrils open, and then start with the exhalation on the right nostril. And after you finish, take 3 deep, slow breaths with both nostrils, noticing the effects of the practice. And I invite you to join me in the peace invocation to seal our practice for today. So chanting one Om and then the peace invocation Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste.